So, like, I haven't seen Cobra Kai. I know what it's like, the premise is and everything, and I know it's like it's a sequel to that movie, right? Kind of.
Yeah, it's basically bringing you back to the original.
Yeah,
After the events, after the original, but telling you the story from the perspective of Johnny, who
yeah,
was kind of projected as the villain in the original '80s film, and then as the show develops, you start rooting for Johnny as the real like kind of protagonist. So it's very interesting, just a different take, but
hmm
in the spirit of the original movie.
yeah. So I don't understand why they would try to make like a direct sequel to the movie if this already exists. I think it's like super confusing to people, or it would be to me. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. I don't know what they're going to do, what they're planning to do. But I guess we'll find out.
I'll tell you what it is. This is a huge money grab
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
because they know obviously the movies are under different rights than Cobra Kai, and they see how people are like foaming at the mouth for Cobra Kai and want to cash in on this. But to tell the fans that it's not a reboot and that it's a direct sequel to the first movie that has already been done, it's kind of like, I don't know, man. Like, how could you possibly do this? Maybe they'll prove me wrong. Just like Cobra Kai, every season I think it's gonna suck, and then it gets better somehow. So there's possibilities out there, but the fact that this crew, Cobra Kai, are not involved with this new movie, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's odd.
What else? Last but not least, of course, I want to shamelessly plug us. We're doing another movie screening, teaming up with Digital Gym Cinema in San Diego, California, or downtown San Diego. October 4th at 7 p.m., we will be screening Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai, starring Forrest Whitaker and directed by the great Jim Jarmusch. Come hang out with us, watch a great movie. Who knows when this is going to be shown on the big screen again. It was just recently put out on the Criterion Collection, which is exciting. The soundtrack is done by the RZA of the Wu-Tang Clan, so right there is a big reason why you should come out and support. We're going to have some merch inspired by the movie, so come by the table, say hi, and support badass local cinema.
Hell yeah. Come down and say hi. And I'm excited to see the merch, especially since you got something good cooking. So yeah, come on down. Get your tickets now. Support a fucking badass local theater. And yeah.
And now it's time for the weekly recommendations.
I've been slacking, so I don't have anything to recommend that I've seen recently, but adding on to continuing about the Digital Gym, I'm going to recommend you guys check out their October schedule. It's fucking awesome. They're going to have, what are they going to have? Descent, Drag Me to Hell, the Babadook, Halloween 78, I think Suspiria, and they're going to do Night of the Living Dead on 16 millimeter. When's the next time you're going to be able to see that on the big screen?
Yeah, you're not.
No, that's fucking dope. So go out and support them, and check out get spooky on a Saturday night. I think most of those movies are on Saturday nights, right? All the Halloween movies or the spooky movies.
Yes, it's this is Saturday Scaries, I think they're calling it, but I don't know if I think Night of the Living Dead because it's a tour.
That Friday, right?
Yeah, that a projectionist is doing, where he's going around to the different cities and playing it from his archive. He has the print on 16 millimeter somehow. It's wild, but yeah, that'll be October 21st 1st, which I believe is our own Admiral Atlas's birthday. Exciting stuff.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, I think they're doing 2 showings of that too, 7 and 9 p.m. So I mean, go out and support that little theater, and that's how you keep fucking film alive, is going out and seeing these movies that you are getting second chances to be seen on the big screen. And I've never seen Night of the Living Dead. I might make my way down there, because on 16 millimeter, that's fucking awesome. But yeah, check out their spooky schedule, and that's what I got for my Rex.
Very nice, very nice. I wanted to give a shout out because I just heard that. So we've been talking about Under Wraps for the last couple weeks now. The original one from 1997, I believe. So I wanted to recommend that, even though it's hard as shit to actually find and watch as of now. So the remake that they did recently, which is on Disney Plus currently, is now getting a sequel. But Disney still, for some reason, will not release the original one.
It's a travesty that it's not on Disney Plus.
Maybe they're just waiting. Sometimes they drag their feet on certain things, but it's kind of strange. I feel like every other, even Don't Look Under the Bed, is on Disney Plus. Pretty much everything that I remember, the Disney originals is on there, except for Under Wraps, so it's really weird. But for what it's worth, there is a very poor 480p transfer on YouTube of the original movie that you can watch if your heart desires. And then shout out to Tapes from the Crypt, who you can follow on Instagram, or just check out their website. They just dropped a new line for this movie, and it's incredible stuff.
Yeah, that bumper sticker is so fucking awesome.
And they made sure that it's like, no, I love the original from 1997. Amazing. You're going to hate me for this one, but I'll throw out Netflix's Dahmer with Evan Peters. It's pretty good if you're into that type of thing. If not, then that's cool. But pretty wild stuff. Fucking Ryan Murphy, dude.
It's so I didn't know. I thought it was like a movie. It's a show, like a miniseries.
It's a miniseries. 10 episodes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And now for the movie focus of the week.
I'm ready. Let's get into it.
All right. So this week is my pick. I chose The Lodge, which is streaming now on Hulu. So you can check it out. If you haven't listened to this, I strongly recommend putting us on pause, going to watch the movie first, because there will most likely be some heavy spoilers, and this movie, much like Barbarian, is way more effective going into it blind. The less you know, the better. So it's from 2019. It runs at 1 hour and 42 minutes, and it's got a 74 on Rotten. Written by Sergio Cassi, Veronica Franz, and Severin Fayala. Directed by Veronica Franz and Severin Fayala. Starring Riley Keough, Jaden Martell, Liam McHugh, Richard Armitage, and, of course, Alicia Silverstone. A young brother and sister's mother takes her life after a rough separation from the father. Shortly after the tragedy, their father is intent on moving on with his new girlfriend, having his kids join them for a Christmas vacation in a remote lodge. Originally written by Sergio Cassi, eventually the film's dual directors opted to take on the project if they could rework the existing script, which they did. Filming took place over one short month in the winter of 2018 on a closed golf course in Montreal. The crew fought for the ability to shoot in chronological order to make the film's tension feel authentic and real in nature. Originally slated for a U.S. release date of November 15th, 2019, Neon ended up holding the movie back until February 7th, 2020. The film ended up grossing $3.2 million worldwide. Overall, Lodge is an underdog horror film that definitely lives up to the hype generated from film festivals at the time of its release. Clearly a film touching on grief and the family dynamic mixed with the dangers of mental illness. The Lodge is an exercise in atmosphere and tension, creating an incredible cabin fever-esque tale which spirals completely out of control by the film's final moments. I can say without a doubt, The Lodge might be one of the best horror movies you never saw. And with that being said, please go stream this on Hulu right now if you haven't already.
Bravo.
So, man, I know this was a fresh watch for you.
It was.
Just watched it earlier today. So, tell me your thoughts right out of the gate.
It's very unsettling, and it's a very very slow burn, but it is fucking worth it. That last 20 minutes of the film. Yeah, dude, just everything about it, the tone, the direction, the acting. I think that it did help how they filmed it chronologically, to give it a little bit more give the actors a little bit more of a real effect. But yeah, man, I was unsettled the entire time. And just like the from that opening, maybe 5-10 minutes from when that scene with Alicia Silverstone happens, when she basically does what she does, is a not like terrible, like it's a bad scene. It's just a fucking terrible scene where you realize, shit, this is gonna be dreadful the entire time, and it is, and it's, but in a good way, in a good way. And I think you're right. I listened to a prior episode where I heard you wreck it, or you told me you wrecked you about it, and I never watched it. And it is the best horror movie you've never heard about. But yeah, I loved it. Definitely gonna rewatch it. But yeah, tell us why you picked it and why you loved it so much.
Well, I was waiting patiently for it to be released because it was, as I said in my write-up, it was delayed, and I had to wait a couple extra months to see it, and it was kind of a shame because it dropped in February, and this is clearly like as dark of a tone in nature, or how do you say? Of course the film is dark, but I feel like it's very much a Christmas-oriented movie in a way. It's at least set like an unorthodox Christmas movie. So I found that interesting, the kind of juxtaposition of what they're going through versus that, I guess, type. But when I went to go see this, my jaw was on the floor. Again, because it was just, at this time, I wasn't really familiar with Riley Keough, and she just fucking, this is her show, and she kills it, dude. Like,
yeah,
her performance is perfect. I love the kind of, I feel like there's like, I don't know if you would call it a MacGuffin, but there's this essence of you think that, like you said, Silverstone's character, the kid's mom, she takes her own life because she can't handle that her ex-husband has moved on so quickly and wants to finalize the divorce, and she takes herself out, unfortunately, and Then there's this element of the supernatural where the movie relies on it foreshadows things to come with dollhouse miniatures, right?
Mhm.
And there's a lot of sets that clue you in on what to expect later on, which to me I felt like that was kind of